Hello and welcome to another episode of the SMEFocus show brought to you by FactoryNOW TV. I'm your host, Christopher Greenough, and in this series we will focus on SMEs within the British manufacturing sector. Every week we'll discuss and analyse the opportunities and challenges for the industry in these unprecedented times. I've worked in the sector for over 26 years and I am CCO at SDE Technology, one of the leading manufacturers of pressings and assemblies in the UK. So as you hopefully can appreciate, this show is very much for manufacturers by manufacturers. My guest today is Phil Stanley, Director at Three-Way Pressings, or TWP for those of you in the know. Hi Phil, how are you?
Afternoon Chris, not too bad, thank you.
How are things at TWP?
TWP is very exciting at the moment, Chris. As you well know, in the last 18 months we've put in a CNC shop, and we're now up to 9 CNCs in 18 months, doing around about 40,000 turn parts. From the presswork side, it's very busy. From the injection molding side, it's very busy. Also, since 2008, we made a major focus on becoming self-sufficient with our own product range as well. So therefore, our other brands, Patterson's Photographic, Bull Barrow, Bembo, are absolutely rocking at the moment, if I can be as honest. You know, online sales have been very good. We've adapted the business from being a press manufacturer, whereas we'd make parts and then send those parts out, and then all of a sudden now we're actually manufacturing start to finish to making finished products, which then goes straight to a shelf or straight to the consumer. So from that side of things, you know, our internet sales have been very good. Our online sales, we export all over the world as well on the photographic side, and there's been a massive resurgence back into the photographic side. On the wheelbarrows and the gardening side, drop ship has been tenfold. We're probably doing about 100, 120 barrows a day, 60 different varieties. So we manufacture the tube, we bend the tube, we weld the tube, we do the injection moldings, we assemble the product, and we also then distribute, sell, and deal with all the retailers around the country. So we deal with around about 250 shops around the UK. In terms of the manufacturing side, to be honest, we haven't slowed down. You know, we closed down for 3 weeks at the end of March just to support the country and the NHS, and also to give our staff some time to relax and calm down, because at the time people didn't know what was really happening. And so we closed with a full order book with a month full ahead. And you know, your heart says one thing, your head says the other. And the head was saying, you know, carry on, but the heart's saying, no, guys, let's give the country and the NHS a bit of a support here to get things going. And that's been tremendous, you know. So since we've been back, we've just been full steam ahead again. And the presswork side, the moulding side,
is that on all products? Is that on all products?
On all products, yeah. Automotive is down by about 10%. But, you know, we're only 30% reliant on automotive as it is. So, you know, from white goods commercial to domestic, all the way through to automotive, you know, we're very diverse in what we manufacture. So that's been very, very good. The injection molding side, we've took on another 2 people there because it's simply just gone through the roof in what we're doing. And really all our hard work, what we've done is rebranding and reissuing everything that's worked through and come through now as a manufacturer, you know, because 2008 was really the biggest shout for us at the time, to change the way we did our business, to change what we do. This Thursday we've got our 9th machine coming, which we've got an L32 now coming, and as I said, you know, we're doing about 400,000 turn parts a year now on CNC. So we've already got an M32 which we went and got through Citizens, and they were brilliant. And we've just bought the L32 now, and then we're going to be looking to do nights out manufacturing on the 2 machines. So we're very busy times at the moment, which is good news for British manufacturing.
So was that a conscious decision in 2008 to diversify, look at what else you could do? And certainly I know you're a great advocate for reshoring and bringing work back into the UK where you can.
It was, yeah. I mean, 2008, you know, in the August, we had a full order book. And then within a week of that month, it just went bang, down to nothing, you know. And I say it in the right and the wrong way, Chris, because it was a very good wake-up call for everybody in manufacturing, because we used to have a purchasing manager, we used to have a quality manager, we used to have a manager to manage people, if I'm honest with you, know, and so that made us change the structure of our business. It made us become more streamlined. Obviously, at the time as well, China was taking more and more of a hold in terms of manufacturing, and it became more and more prevalent that, you know, we needed to get the guys as first tier inspectors, and everybody now looks after themselves, and it works very, very well, you know.
And that's your business, not just diversifying, but looking at everything you've got within the business and making sure you're streamlined, but making sure you're customer focused. And I do know you do a lot with the shows on some of the photographic product that you do. And indeed, with the bull barrow that you do, I mean, sales are flying. And I guess through lockdown and people ordering online, you've seen that increase even more.
We have, but to be honest, our build-up was before then as well, because we were obviously hitting markets very hard. You know, getting people to know the brand, getting people to trust the brand, getting people to understand that the brand's manufactured in the UK. We deal with about 25 different dropship companies. So about 3 years ago, we made a conscious decision to then start making sure that if somebody orders a wheelbarrow online, they can have anything from 60 different variants, 7 different colors, 4 different wheels, and different styles, weights and sizes for different processes. And now you can order that through the website, and if you order before 3 o'clock, it's delivered the next day. So, you know, with people buying more and more small cars, you can't get a 300-litre barrow in your car, can you? So you can now have that dropped the next day at your home. On the photographic side, there's over 350 products there, from tripods all the way through to studio lighting to darkroom equipment, and again, drop ship straight away. We export to America, China, Australia, the Far East, and Europe on that product. We also manufacture the Bembo tripods, and as you might have seen on social media, we've managed to get 20 of our customers around the UK to do point of sale now. So instead of the tripod being on a shelf and somewhere, it's now actually focused in the middle of the shop on a stand with pictures, so somebody can, in the wrong and right times at the moment, pick it up, play with it, and try it out and see how it works. You know, we make the most versatile tripod out. We make 16 different tripods in the UK, Chris. You know,
it's all about that customer engagement, and you're changing the way, because you are a manufacturing company, but you're learning more and more about marketing, about how to get your goods straight to the consumer all the time, I guess.
Yeah, and that's important. It's a very hard task as well, because obviously every customer is king in that sense. And the toughest one is wheelbarrows, believe it or not, because you know, someone's always got a good idea how to tell you how a wheelbarrow can be better. But to be honest, the Chinese invented a wheelbarrow a long time ago, and we're still on the same concept. We might have changed the colour and the style a little bit, but not a great deal different.
Well, you've definitely changed the colour of your bull barrows, though, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. I mean, you can have it in blue, red, pink, lilac, orange, green. You know,
even red, white, and blue.
Well, yeah, even red, white, and blue as well, Chris. Yeah.
So that brings us on to, obviously, we've got Brexit looming the end of the year. It looks fairly likely that a no deal, unless Boris and his team can pull out something radical. What do you think the end of the year is going to bring? What do you think it's going to bring in terms of potential opportunities?
I mean, as you know, I've always been an out person anyways in terms of Brexit. You know, I think we've become too dependent on other people telling us what to do. You know, the British way, the British culture is we can do it. You know, we've done some amazing things as a nation, you know, and I think we've given too much away. You know, our fisheries we've given away, our manufacturing we've given away. We've become a disposable society, where we're making products and then we're playing with them. The kids are playing with them, then they're chucking them away. You know, and you know, when I was a child, I used to have Tonka toys, and I've still got those Tonka toys to this day. And you know, we need to get away from this disposable society. And you know, I still buy a pair of shoes for 70, 80 quid. You know, New Balance as a manufacturer, they're making trainers in the UK. You can buy them in JJB Sports now for 25, 30 quid. You know, so the fact that these products are going through so many hands and everybody's trying to make their 30, 40, 50% on top is the reason why we've got such a high margin at the end of the line in terms of the shop point. So we've deliberately tried to stop that and try and challenge that as a manufacturer, as well as also as an end product supplier.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see you doing more and more of that, and that can only be good to bring that sort of quality product back to the UK, creating jobs, creating that supply chain within the UK. So where do you see TWP coming for the next 6 months, 12 months? Where do you see your growth is going to come from in terms of product?
Our growth is, I mean, the photographic side is already 25% up on last year. And then last year was 13.5% up. Our manufacturing is our profit to turnover is up by about 15% because we've streamlined everything. You know, we've looked hard at ourselves. We've looked at how we can compete. You know, with our legislation, our laws, and our minimum wages, we have to be clever and we have to find better ways to do things. You know, and but we're also finding a lot of jobs being reshored in the UK as well. So. You know, we've been very hard and conscious at making tooling, making parts for customers, and also revalue engineering the parts as well. So saying, actually, if we do this, we can make this part more feasible and made in the UK. And our spiral-based range is one of those, you know, the ground anchors we manufacture. If you look at the throughway video, you'll see them being made. The whole product range now is made in the UK. And that's over the last 7 years. We've designed and built our own tools, took a 30% weight out of them, and they're now sold in the UK and B&Q and the likes of, you know, in the rope and chain section. But also we've explored big markets with that. In terms of the manufacturing side, that's just growing and growing because we're almost self-consuming around about 35% now with our own products in our manufacturing sector. So the challenge isn't so hard there because I'm making my money on the first bit, my second bit, and the final bit. Yeah. You know, and we're going direct to consumer rather. So I've almost took 60% of the process line out of it, if you want to put it in the hard form in that sort of context.
Okay, and where do you see? I see lots of opportunities potentially now for the Europeans, manufacturers coming back to the UK as a sort of stepping stone to get into the American market. Do you see that's going to be a sort of selling point for us as UK manufacturers?
I think as UK manufacturers, you know, we've got the whole of Europe to go at still, and I think something will come there somewhere. We've also got the whole of America, Australia, New Zealand. You know, we've got the whole world to go at. You know, and for far too long, in my opinion, you know, and it's very controversial. Everyone's got an opinion, haven't they? You know, I think we've been shackled too much. And, you know, the British people have got that British fighting spirit in them, you know, and hopefully we're showing that again, you know, as manufacturers. So I actually think we're going to flourish. And I actually think a lot of people are going to look at it and say, do you know what? I don't need to make this in the Far East. I can make it in the UK. The beauty with that, you know, if someone rings me up and says, Phil, this is broken or this is gone, or I've got a flat tire, to go back to wheelbarrows again, sorry, as a scenario, you know, we can supply them a tube, we can supply them a wheel, we can supply them spare parts. You know, you're not talking to a call center, you're not talking to somebody thousands of miles away, you know, and you can deal with that. You know, we had a customer in Australia who had had a tripod for 20 years and he needed some new feet for it because he had broken them or whatever, and we just shipped them over to him, you know. So the beauty is you can get in dark. Am I worried about us leaving the EU? Given the choice, I'd like to stay in the EU. I love the idea of the Schengen agreement. I love the idea of the free movement. What I don't like is all the politics brought in as well, you know, and it's for me personally, it's becoming too tangled, you know, and that's the way it is for me.
And where do you see yourself and TWP in the next 5 years? What are your growth plans?
Our growth plans are running out of room. We've got 5 units throughout, and we're very quickly running out of room by investing and reinvesting in these times. I just see us growing, to be honest. You know, we've took on 3 people in the CNC section. I can see me taking on somebody else again now in the next couple of months. I'm currently looking for somebody else to go and join the press shop on the automatic press side. So from our side of things, we just see things growing. We're seeing a lot of people trying to reshore business. Whilst we were on lockdown for the 3 weeks, I had phone calls from various people, Dr. Kailash from Warwick University and Natalie Lewis from BCU. And they sort of said to me, you know, Phil, what do we need to do? And I said, what you need to do is campaign these large companies to reshore the work back to the UK. You know, we're becoming very conscious on our packaging. We're becoming very conscious on our green environment, you know, and we can still make it in the UK. You know, we still need to get that trust and belief. We've just got too used to shipping it away and trying to do something in another country. And that's no disregard towards these other countries. They're doing exactly what we would have done in the early years of manufacturing. And we now need to bring that back to the UK, in my opinion. And we'll find a way to do it.
Fantastic. On that note, Phil, I mean, you're very positive about UK manufacturing. It's great to talk to you. Great to see your business thriving, and that's mainly due to your energy and enthusiasm for TWP. I know that. Thank you, Phil. Great to talk to you.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Chris. Take care.
Okay, that brings us to the end of another show. Thank you for watching, and looking forward to meeting more of the brilliant SME manufacturers next week. If you would like to get in touch with the show with a comment, a suggestion, or even to appear on a future episode, please email us tv@mtd.media. So from me, Chris G at SDE, goodbye.